Hello, I'm Doug Gordon. This is a short preview of a bonus episode just for Patreon supporters of the War on Cars. It's my interview with Herman Knoflacher, the Austrian engineer, professor, and inventor of the gehzeug, or the walkmobile. That's a wearable wooden frame that can be worn by a person to represent the spatial inefficiency of cars. Professor Knoflacher is also a writer and an influential philosopher about cities. He is, of course, a fierce critic of cars and has compared them to a virus. And to hear why, you will have to listen to the whole episode. To become a Patreon supporter and get access to this and all our other ad-free bonus content, go to thewaroncars.org and click Support Us. We have awesome rewards, including stickers and water bottles, and we'll also send you a handwritten note. Thanks. Nobody becomes a better person behind the wheel of a car. People get very angry, they are short-tempered, they can behave in ways that we outside of the car experience as sociopathic, and yet we also hear that people love to drive. So, setting aside car dependency as the thing that forces people to drive, how would you explain why people love to do something that is so harmful to them, to the built environment, to the natural world, and to other people?
The easiest way to explain it is that the feeling of power, the feeling of freedom, and the environmental conditions we have provided for the car gave them very short benefits. But all the other things you mentioned before, which is damage of the city, damage of the local economy, damage of the noise environment, the air pollution and something like that, they don't have direct feedbacks about this. Once things are happening too fast, we don't have the senses and the receptors to understand what we are doing, because the things are happening out of our evolutionary experience. Our evolutionary experience is a pedestrian experience. But we have prepared a world, not for people, we have prepared a world for a new kind of beings. This is the car driver. We started the discussion about the gehzeug.
I was about to bring back the idea that the gehzeug lays that idea bare, right? That you would not expect to, I think you've written that you wouldn't expect to walk around your city spraying carcinogenic gases in the faces of other people.
Yes.
And yet with a car, you do that and you're on your way before you can even contemplate that there are any effects to that at all.
But the problem is that the decision makers, the planners, have also the car in the brain. And if you have a car in your brain, you make a world for cars. And if you have a car in your brain, you spend a lot of money to have a car, or use a car and something like that, or you make an environment which is not safe for children, which is not healthy for children, which isolate you, because this created a very different behavior of this car-oriented society to the whole history of mankind before, because the people now accept to live in cages. They live in a driving cage, they have their cage in this office. This is not the normal behavior of people as they lived for 5 or 6 million of years, or at least 10,000 years in normal cities.